There are over 33,000 communities that appear along the banks of the Amazon River, of which only 3,000 have had any light of the gospel. The people of these communities depend on the river for their livelihood, the food they eat, the water they drink, for washing and bathing, and for their transportation. Hunting the many animals found in the jungle is also an important source of food, as is the growing of manioc to make farinha. As you can imagine, medical and dental care for these people is almost non-existent, and they often suffer from many tropical diseases, parasites, and malnutrition. Thankfully, God has blessed our mission with two great partnerships, Nehemiah Network, which sends down a medical team every year, and A Doctor's Heart, which not only provides medical care in the villages, but also children's programs and much more. Although meeting the physical needs of the river people is an important part of our ministry, we are much more concerned with their spiritual well-being. Our mission was started in the mid-90s by my grandfather. Because of the vision God gave him, the gospel has spread through many of these villages and hundreds of these people have come to know Christ. One of the communities he was working in was known as the worst community of the river. There was a lot of drugs, drinking, and partying. On one of my grandfather's trips, 2 teenage girls from this village accepted Christ, and God used them to lead their families and almost the entire community to Christ. Mount Baishuba is known as the light of the Abacaxis River. One of those teenage girls is my wife, Funny. God brought us together, and for the past 5 years we have been working alongside my grandfather and father with Word of Life. God has blessed us with our son Jake, which makes it 4 generations working together to reach the Amazon River people. God has provided a beautiful piece of property for our base of operations, and comfortable homes for us and other missionaries to live in when we are not on the river. The property also has a beautiful lake, which is perfect for raising fish. The raising and selling of fish has helped us to defray some of the costs of our trips. We also dock a couple of our boats here when they are not on the river. Each of these boats and the missionaries who work on them play different roles in our ministry. The Semeador is our boat used for evangelism and the opening up of new communities, while Seara is a support boat for the missionaries living in river villages and for all the work groups and medical teams who come down to minister with us throughout the year. We also have a smaller boat for the floating seminary that takes teachers to and from Itacoatiara to different communities. During these trips, the leaders and strong Christians get an opportunity to get a seminary education and training to minister to their communities. We are blessed to have a great group of missionaries working with us. Presently, we have 9 families and 1 single woman living and working with the people of the Abacaxis, Mari, Uraria, and Arari rivers, evangelizing, discipling, and starting churches. They also help teach many of the people how to read and write. For many, the Bible was the first book they've ever read. Living on the river is a real challenge for many of the missionaries, as most of them come from larger cities. That is why our trips on Seara to deliver food, supplies, and encouragement are so important. Please pray that the missionaries will not become discouraged and that their sacrifice will be rewarded by seeing life changes in the river people. Every year, the Word of Life Bible Institute in Belém sends a group of students for an internship. They come and do 2 camps along the rivers and spend time in the communities. Another part of their internship is a survival training where I take them into the jungle and teach them how to hunt, fish, and live off the land. This is an important part of their training in becoming missionaries to the river people. Other than survival training and piloting the boat throughout the year, my main responsibility is being the director of infrastructure for the mission. I am in charge of all the constructions of houses and churches on the property and in the river communities. When we have a new missionary family join Seara, the mission supplies them with a house, and I go to the community to see what kind of house and structure will best suit the missionary. It is such a blessing to have work teams come down every year and help us with our construction projects. The mission also provides the missionary with a runabout and motor, a well and water system, a generator, and any other necessary equipment. The total cost of locating a missionary in a river community is approximately $12,000. On top of that, I am the point person for Seada in the solar-powered MP3 player project that my brother is heading up with 8CJB. We want to provide families with quality programming that helps them grow and mature spiritually. These MP3 players will have the entire Bible in Portuguese, a walk through the Bible program, an evangelical-focused program that will take the listener from creation to salvation, music, and much more. The programming will be changed every 3 months. I am in charge of the portable studio here in the region, which we use to record and edit devotionals and programs that our missionaries and evangelistic team are making for the communities. Ani works with my mother, preparing food and supplies for trips, running the kitchen for groups and camps, and the hardest but most rewarding job of all, taking care of Jake. She also has the privilege of doing several children's programs, VBS, and ministering to women in the different communities who she has built relationships with. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have played a vital role in our ministry. Your prayers, words of encouragement, and financial help have been invaluable to us. For those of you who would like to know more about how you too can be involved, please see us for more information. These are people to whom we must take the love of Christ by offering our prayers, our support, and our lives. No sacrifice is too great, for Christ has died and shed His blood so that they might be saved. Together we can plant this truth in the hearts of the river people. Please join us in reaching the Amazon with the gospel of Christ.